What the flock? That's right, what the flock is going on in the world. This is a weekly commentary show presented by the Peace Genesis Project, and we'll discuss anything from the battle of the sexes to the history and destiny of earthly humanity. I'm Adrienne Metcalf. I'll be joined by my husband, Josh Schwartzbach, and believe it or not, we'll also be joined by non-physical consciousness we call SOTU, who's outside of time and space. Whether we ruffle your feathers or soothe your soul, we hope you comment, and then next week we'll address some of those comments.
Hi, I'm Adrienne. And he's Josh.
I'm the birthday boy.
And it is the beginning of March in 2018. And since it's the beginning of the month, we just came across some astrological information that we trust. We trust the person who does the readings there.
And of course, Adrienne, because it's Pisces and it's my birthday month, she seems to think that it has deep, significant meaning for me. Not like it wouldn't have any significant meaning for any other Pisces, but...
But the point being that this month supposedly holds a lot of challenges and has to do with the energy of Mars. And whether you believe in astrology or not, there certainly has been a lot of reason for a lot of people to be anything from angry to afraid to outraged to enraged to just plain confused.
And SOTU's been talking about this dynamic for months with the whole gender issues that have been going on, with the whole dynamics politically that have been going on, the whole divisiveness. The person that we've been following in many ways, her name is Joni Petrie, and she is a Vedic astrologer, and I have found her to be quite accurate over the past couple of years that I have been kind of looking at her reports. And even though, it's not really a specific art in the sense of any sort of things that give you prediction or anything like that. The key here is to take the information, and that's with SOTU as well, to take the information and process it with what you already know and what you understand, and then you will probably have a better picture of being able to anticipate the dynamics of your world, of our world.
Yes, SOTU would be the first to say, question everything they say, and we certainly question everything we say. Decide for yourself if it rings true for you. But in light of our discussions around anger and fear and confusion, we find that one of the best answers, and perhaps one of the most challenging things to remember to do, is stay present in the now. Because so often fear is about anticipating something in the future that hasn't happened.
Or based upon the dynamics of your experiences of the past, where you wind up anticipating the dynamics of the past in your future. Because you will, instead of treating them as a normal energetic dynamic of the moment, you're putting either old templates of the past, of past reactions, or you're putting on fears of the future.
In any of this confusing landscape, it's very easy to, in the midst of a new situation, which we're all facing various new situations, to either respond to the past, treat it like it's something that's happened before, or react to the future, meaning treating it like you know how it's going to go. And neither of these perspectives help.
No, it's that whole dynamic of being in the now, being in the moment. It's a very difficult thing to be in the moment, because the moment, if you're actually in the moment, is actually a third position dynamic. Because if you understand the dynamics of the future and you can look at your reality in such a way as to say, my behavior has been this, and so it's going to cause this sort of response from my reality. if you begin to do that and you begin to take that part of the future, and so many people have fear about the future, but if you take that dynamic and you say, is something really threatened? And if something is really threatened, then you can do a threat assessment and you can begin to move through those dynamics that are scaring you. And if you are afraid, for example, that the world is going to come to an end, let us say, well, it might serve you the prep for a couple of weeks worth of food, or in a dynamic like we're having right here now in the Northeast, we're having a big old snowstorm. And so we haven't lost power yet, but they're saying it might happen. Are you prepared for situations like that in your world? No. And so there's the dynamics of threat assessment and preparation of dynamics for your future so that you may have a more secure future, while at the same time holding all of those experiences of your past. So if you have the dynamics of your experiences of the past and all of those things that you'll never do again, because
that hand isn't in there. We'll move that over here.
if you do that, then it's and you begin to hold the dynamics of the future together, you rise to that third position in where you're in the now and you're just spontaneously living your life, but spontaneously with an understanding of history.
Yes.
Her story, our story.
To have the wisdom of what didn't work, what did work, to go ahead and move towards what you would wish.
Right.
While at the same time knowing that the only place you can make a difference where you can act is now.
Right.
And that
the ever-present now.
And that when so many things are new for humanity, a understandable reaction is to be afraid. And if you don't deal with the fear, it will turn into anger.
Sometimes even if you deal with the fear, it will turn into anger. And anger, that's one of the things that we teach you if you wind up doing some more of this work with us. You'll find out that anger is a dynamic that is best utilized with spontaneous expression. When one pushes one's angers down, when one swallows one's anger, it becomes rage.
We don't like rage.
Rage can overpower you.
And
rage can overpower you. It's not completely negative because there is outrage. Outrage can be a valuable tool, but rage can also eat you up from the inside, can cause cancer, can manifest in any number of, aberrant behavior dynamics. For example, this young man who just shot up all of these people in Florida.
So, if you can recognize the fear, do threat assessment. Is something really threatened before you go too far down the path of reacting? And then have compassion for yourself because you're going to react because that's our habit.
And have some compassion for others as well. Understand that you are all being so judgmental of each other because you're not being judgmental of yourself. You're not, it's so much easier to blame others than to take responsibility for your own behavior and for your own beliefs. So it's time to question, my friends. It's time to question. It's time to even question the old dynamics of the old beliefs, that you may have held for a very long time.
So with that, we do hope that this might help us all ride through the changes that March is going to offer to all of us, be us a Pisces or not. We're all in this together. So let's see if SOTU has anything to add on this subject.
All right. Well, what makes you think we'd have anything to say about any of this?
Oh, I know. We covered it so brilliantly.
Well, and again, from a spiritual point of view, from a dynamic of soul's growth, the situations, the energies that are pushing you forward are the energies of growth. You are very much involved in a meeting of minds in many ways, and in a meeting of hearts. You have been on a journey through this species-wide adolescence that you have been through, of moving into a place of individuation, of developing an individual relationship with who you really are. And it's from that level of understanding, it's from the realization and the claiming of the responsibility of creation that each and every one of you has, whether you choose to accept it or not. It's this dynamic of acceptance of your role, of your place in the universe, in your place, with your place in earthly humanity, with your place in the dynamics of creation. It's understanding this and taking responsibility for this that will allow you to change your entire world, and will even make peace possible in the midst of all of this chaos. So, peace. A whole dynamic that, as bad as things get out there, it's the one word that you can utilize to begin to understand that there is a possibility of a new world. That as bad as things get, it will just simply motivate you more and more and more. All right, so that's our little short soliloquy for today. Got anything you'd like to ask us?
You'd think I would have prepared for that. But, no, I don't.
All right, well, we wish you all a good week, yes?
But that doesn't mean that you can't send us your questions or comments.
We're happy to speak to any of the dynamics that come through, and we promise not to be too sarcastic. All right, we love you all so very, very much. And so until next time, we close.
Say goodbye, Josh.
Goodbye, Josh.
But I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the